Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.
Hey guys, welcome back to Bushcraft Family with another video. And this one is a little bit different. It's going to be about crime and people moving out of the bigger cities and other folks. These people moving to other states don't want these people. There's a problem with that, though. We're going to go over that subject first, and then we're going to kind of go over some of the crimes and stuff that's going on in these major cities. Well, I'm just going to pick Chicago and New York City. But there are thousands of people moving out. We'll go to New York City, and this year alone, there's already over thousands of people moving from New York. There's already been over 2,000 driver's license exchanged from New York to Florida. We're going to use that as a basis right there. Now, there's a lot of people in Florida that are saying we don't want these New Yorkers because they're going to be bringing the bad stuff with them and whatnot. I disagree with that. Now, a lot of people saying, "Oh, they're the Democrats or they're the left side or whatever." Well, they may be, but they may be seeing what is going on, and they're wanting to get out of that state, that city. So they're coming to other states, which is Florida, which is very much a Republican state. So that means they're wanting to change sides. Their eyes are open. They see what's going on. That to me is a good thing. The more people we can get that agree or believe in better ways of life, believe that they don't want to be part of a crime, all this stuff that goes along with it. Now, you sit there and, well, these people are whatever. I have a lot of people that told me that they actually voted for Biden, and they have now said it's the worst thing that they've ever could have thought of. Never would they have done it, would ever do it again or anything like this. It's been the worst mistake they've ever made. But they admit they made that mistake, and now they have started coming to the other side. I know it sounds like the Star Wars coming to the dark side, but it's pretty much the opposite. We believe in free speech, the Second Amendment, free religion, and believe that all these values that come with it. And the more people we can get for our side, and that's not saying that you could still be a Democrat and be leaving those states for other reasons, but when they end up going to states that are the complete opposite, to me that's a good thing. That's people that they're waking up. They're not woke. They are waking up to the way the government is doing anything, the way the media is portraying us bad people over here. They're starting to wonder, hey, they might not be so bad after all. You know what I mean? Now, that's my thought on that. And there, like I said, there is a lot of people moving from, and I'm just making it for these two cities, Chicago and New York City. We all have heard everything that's going on with Chicago. Well, the new mayor of Chicago has spoken up, and he has said that we don't want that kind of stuff in our city, blah, blah, blah. The normal thing that all politicians blab out when something bad happens. And then he goes to saying, well, it's just the way these kids have been treated in the past and stuff, so we gotta kind of go overlook it and stuff. You people in Chicago need to leave. If this is the way that he's going to deal with things, like, oh no, the poor little kid, it's not his fault. He gets a pass. What happens the next time when they start brandishing weapons and doing destruction to other things other than cars and street signs and stuff, when they actually start on abusing people and whatnot? Oh, we can get away with it. We'll just do it again. We'll just say, oh, we can't get into a park. Oh no, we'll go somewhere else. Yeah, and it's just going to trickle down, and it's going to get worse and worse. And that's why people are moving from these cities. And like I said, I just picked two cities, the two top cities that are in the news right now. Not to mention we have California with LA and all that stuff. I could go on with that over there. There's even in my state, Ohio, Columbus, Ohio, Cleveland. It's the same way. And it's mainly, and I'm not saying I'm trying to pick sides or anything, but the facts are the facts. It's mainly Democrat-run cities that are just letting things go. Washington, D.C., New York City, they've made it to where if you do certain crimes, you get a ticket and you have to appear in court and whatnot. Well, let's go to New York City with shoplifting. So far, there's been like 327 arrests, or there's of the 327 people. We'll put 327 people. If you go back and look at those records, each one of those 327 have been arrested over 1,000 times for shoplifting. Add that up. At least 1,000 people, 1,000 arrests for shoplifting. So it's really no, sure, you have to go down to a police station and you have to sit there for a few minutes. You wait and you talk to your friends while you're there. Then they hand you a thing to appear in court, and then you're off to do more. And basically, there's been some cases that the shoplifter was released from that precinct, went next door and got caught for shoplifting, right back over, got another thing to summons them to appear in court, and you're off to go. Now, all this stuff that these people are stealing, they're shoplifting and stuff. Who pays for that? It's not the city. No, the city's not going to be paying for that. It's not the businesses. No, they won't be paying for that. It's the consumer. It's us, the people out here that buy stuff. The prices go up because they have to cover that loss. Just like Walmart, they said they lose billions of dollars in money from the self-checkouts. What you would think, let's get rid of the self-checkouts and put actual people working in the cash register lanes, that they have 30 of them, but they only usually have one or two open, if you're lucky. Instead of that, they continue with losing billions. It's because it'll actually cost them more down the road to hire these people. Humans that need money, that will probably spend money back into the place, but no, let's continue to lose billions on thieves and let them get away with it and whatnot. And yet, if I go through and carry something out that I didn't want in a bag or something, they stop me and ask me, can we see your receipt? Because we think you're stealing that. They don't really say that, but that's what they're getting at. If it's not in a bag or a cart or something, ooh, that's a thief. We have to stop them. But yet they allow all that stuff to go out through the self-checkouts because it's cheaper. We don't have to hire anybody to watch those things. Maybe once in a while a person comes down because they see a flashing light because a stupid machine messed up. If you see that person, you usually have to wait 10 minutes before somebody comes over and tells you, oh, it rang in twice. Yeah, that's why the light's on. But anyways, the crime in these cities is getting outrageous. I went through, and like I said, I've done some research on this. All this stuff you can get online, and it tells you. And when you see these politicians up there talking, oh, I've lowered crime by this much, and I've done this by that much. He nitpicks, or she nitpicks, little bits of something out of somewhere that's like in a rich area to where nobody does any crime. Oh, the crime is awesome over here. Yeah. Okay. One of the things I wanted to talk about was, can't really say the words or anything, but it's crimes against women and little ones, rhymes with grape. You kind of get where I'm going with this. Well, you go through the years and everything, and this is New York City. We go way back to, and they offer. They said total reported incidents occurring the same year, incidents occurring the previous year and 2 year period, and it goes back. So if they're caught doing the same thing, basically, reoccurring persons that do this. Well, we'll go for this year. It's 109 so far this year, and you know this is just the fourth month. 109. Last year was 104 or 140, and you go back to, you know, before. We'll go back before COVID, and it's 122 back then. Reoccurring was almost nil in New York. Now reoccurring is 74. Occurring the previous year is 16. So that's 16 arrests or incidents were from the same person or persons. You know what I mean? I know it's kind of hard to explain all this and not get in trouble for talking weird. We'll go murder. So far this year, for the month of February, we'll go for February. It's already 26 murders in New York. And again, the thing that happens to women and little ones and stuff like that. 109. We'll go with robbery. There's already been 1,155. Felony assaults is way up. 1,808. Now, we'll go ahead and we'll go for the whole year of some of these. Let's go robbery for once. For the whole year was 1,290 cases. And we're already February, 2 months is 1,155. Assaults, like I said before, 1,808 for February. For 2022, it was 1,725. There's a big difference. Is it getting better? No, it's getting worse. And a lot of these studies, you can sit there and look at them, and it's crazy. And we'll go to Chicago, and some of the places that they are talking about the crime rate and all this, they have it color coded and whatnot. I wish I could show you, but I don't want to get in trouble for showing you something like this. But they have the darker colors. I'll go ahead and put the link in the description, though, so you guys can check it out yourself. But if you're from Chicago, or if you've been to Chicago, you know where the bad neighborhoods are. Although there is a lot of dark purple in this map, and this is the Chicago area. Now, I've noticed that there are some really light colored areas. Now, I go over and look, and I click on these little areas, and it's Chicago, Illinois, University of Illinois, Chicago. It's a college. Okay. So there's no crime that happens in that area? There's the tricky part. They have their own security and police, university police and everything. So a lot of times their crimes don't get reported to the police department. They handle it in-house so that those crime reports don't come out. Another one is Museum Campus. There's another one. And all these light colored areas seem to be colleges. And the more I look at this, except for, the rich area up north, but you have the west side and you have, the south which is the heavy crime area. Now, if you look at the data from this, we'll go to one that blew me away. Okay. Chicago crimes per square mile. Chicago, 379. The rest of the state, 26. And this is the thing that really sucks. When there's elections and stuff, you have the Democratic cities that you have majority of our votes for Democrats are in these cities. And this is where all the crime, all the bad stuff that happens to people and kids and whatnot happens in these cities. And then you get the rest of the state that is law-abiding citizens. Of course, there's going to be crime, even in little cities and whatnot. There's going to be crimes. But just this thing alone, you have 379, you have 26. This is where the problem is at. Why are we using these big cities as the majority vote for the whole state? that's one of the things that's never made any sense to me. You'll have, if you look at elections, you'll see, the blue and the red, all this, and you'll see that little, the city, and it'll be all blue. The rest of the state will be red. Wouldn't you think that the rest of the state would be the majority vote for this? No. But that's a whole other story. But I'm going to go ahead and end this. You can look it up yourself, the crime rates, and you see the news. And it's bad when the New York Times is actually turning and reporting on how bad the crime is getting. New York Times is usually on, their side. They don't post all that kind of stuff. But now they're starting to flip around. Uh-oh. People are changing sides. And we can't look at it as a bad thing. Sure, there's going to be some of those that's going to move away just because they're scared or whatnot. But there are some that just moving away because they have been awakened, not woke, awakened. But I've took too much of your time already. Until next time, like always, God bless.